Hey soldiers, there's an old saying, as goes California, so goes the nation. And it looks like the problems that California has brought upon itself, specifically crime, are starting to actually affect the broader economy of the United States of America and maybe even the entire world, because they can't get their act together and start prosecuting criminals and putting them where they belong when they prove time and time again that they are antisocial. They want to engage in violent behavior. They want to steal things that don't belong to them. But California has this new philosophy. The left has a new philosophy, and we know that California is infested with leftists. I'm not even going to do that to the leftists. These people out in California, a lot of them are full-blown communist. And in fact, we got another video coming up where we're going to really examine one of the most disturbing pieces of legislation that I've ever heard of in the United States of America. We'll get to that in the next video. Don't miss it. But look, for now, and this stuff is like coming rapid fire. I told you about the Park 55 Hotel and the Hilton Hotel, who had got up and said, forget it. We're done. We're not paying anything else on this loan. We're out of this city. The management group for those hotels just rolled out. Okay. They did the equivalent of saying, you know what? I'm tired of this car. So let me just pull over here. I'm going to leave the keys right here on the seat. Call up the finance company and say, hey, the car's on the side of the road up near 95, close to the Jersey Turnpike. You might want to come pick it up. I'm not paying for it anymore. That is what these hotel groups did. And look, it's happening yet again with a major mall owner. So we're seeing a cascade effect of more and more businesses fleeing California, not leaving. Okay, this is, you leave a party, all right, when you're done. All right, Josh, Tom, all right, Omar, see you tomorrow. See you later. Okay, and you just leave. Fleeing is when you run, tuck into a ball, and dive through a window. That is what these companies are doing. Guys, we're going to get into this. Go ahead, hit subscribe. Enlist. Become a soldier of finance. If you do so, let me know in the comments when you do so. I will salute you. Also, this is the audience that just knows what to do. Hit that thumbs up. Let this algorithm know, hey, Soldiers of Finance is serious. We're talking about something. Let others know. All right, so hit that thumbs up. And check out that join button. We're putting more and more content over in the members only section where we actually drill into evaluating and learning how to evaluate assets in the different asset classes. So keep you on the road to financial independence in this ever-evolving global economy. Commercial real estate doom loop accelerates as Westfield abandons largest San Francisco mall and stops paying $558 million loan. Just stops paying, okay? And again, this is going to have a ripple effect throughout the commercial real estate sector. We got a lot to cover on this, guys, so let's get started. Downtown San Francisco has been dealt another blow after Westfield and its partner Brookfield Properties made the, quote, difficult decision, unquote, to stop payment on a $558 million loan for the metro area's largest shopping mall after, quote, challenging operating conditions, unquote. Now, that's according to the San Francisco Chronicle. Look, usually you find a lot of these politicians end up in corporate positions after they're done. Some on board positions. I want to warn every corporation out there. London Breed, the mayor of San Francisco, is a case study in how to destroy a city. Okay? So if you want more woke policies, the kind that are sinking Budweiser as a brand, Budweiser and Bud Light as a brand, and affecting Anheuser-Busch. or the kind of policies that, Target is starting to see that, don't work, then hey, look out. London Breed, she got a few more years left and then she'll be on the market. These liberal politicians are bound and determined to ignore things like macroeconomic principles, for example. For more than 20 years, this is the statement from the San Francisco Chronicle. I'm reading directly from it now. For more than 20 years, Westfield has proudly, actually, this is a statement from Westfield, okay? For more than 20 years, Westfield has proudly and successfully operated San Francisco Center, investing significantly over that time in the vitality of the property. Given the challenging operating conditions in downtown San Francisco, which have led to declines in sales, occupancy, and foot traffic, we have made the difficult decision to begin the process to transfer management of the shopping center to our lender, to allow them to appoint a receiver to operate the property going forward. So the equivalent, if we go back to our analogy about leaving the car on the side of the road, we make a statement about it saying, we have begun the difficult process of allowing the finance company for the car to begin the process of getting it off the road and, doing whatever with it. We don't care. But we no longer want an interest in it. The mall at 865 Market Street has multiple lenders tied to its commercial mortgage-backed securities. Okay, this is where we get into it starting to affect the larger economy. Those lenders were not disclosed. The receiver determines what happens to the mall next, but during a retail foreclosure, the property usually stays open. The reason for that is because if I got a storefront in this mall and I'm paying my rent, I don't have anything to do with whether or not this ownership group pays their mortgage, okay? But I tell you what, if I did have a shop in that mall, I would be looking for a way out, and some of the businesses there are. This comes after Nordstrom, which occupies 312,000 square feet in the mall, declined to renew its lease in August after nearly 4 decades of operation. When Nordstrom closes, the mall will be 55% leased, well below the average 93% of other Westfield malls across the U.S. Now, why is this? Well, because people don't feel comfortable coming to the mall, okay? And probably because a lot of retailers have said, with these laws out here, I just can't do it. I can't afford to have my, inventory just taken. Because when you go, it's been years since I've been into a mall. But if I remember correctly, every store is not some national conglomerate, okay? Some of the stores are, small operations, okay? Some are even independent and just unique to that very area. They can't afford mobs of young scholars, in between them going to tell their grandmother they got into Harvard. They stop by your store, steal handfuls of merchandise, and one of them says, "Hey, Raheem, yeah, Josh, put that one back before you go over the $950 limit. You put that back and you'll fall to $945. And, they'll pretty much have to let it slide. Oh, thank you, Josh. No problem, Raheem. And that is how this works out there in California. Would you want a store out there? I wouldn't. So Bloomberg obtained a letter to employees from Jamie Nordstrom, the retailer's chief stores officer, who said the closing of Nordstrom is due to a slump in sales because of lower foot traffic. Adding, quote, "Dynamics of the downtown San Francisco market have changed dramatically over the past several years," unquote. I like that, Jamie Nordstrom. That's a real slick and sophisticated way, a very cosmopolitan way of saying this area has gone to the dogs. We suspect Nordstrom is referring to the out-of-control crime. You think? Westfield recently blamed, quote, unsafe conditions, unquote, in the downtown area for Nordstrom's departure. Look, a lot of companies are having difficulty hiring, right? Let's say you got a person who wants, to work, but it's not unreasonable for that individual to factor in the safety of the area that they're working in, okay? That's not unreasonable at all. And I can imagine many people say, I don't want to work over here because, people come in and they rob and they steal, and then getting to work is a challenge. There, all kinds of insane people walking around that they won't, the government won't care for. Criminals can do whatever the hell they want in this area, especially. I'll pass. So not only are you have employees and customers who have, shown a reluctance here, and the businesses are saying, yeah, well, we get it. Okay, we're out of here. So they're blaming unsafe conditions. It also said the mall's poor performance and crime-ridden surrounding area is an anomaly versus its other properties nationwide. So they're not having this problem. And this is important because them being a national chain does give us some insight into this being a problem that is unique to a certain area in terms of the footprint of Nordstrom. Okay. They don't have one. They used to have one in, used to have a couple out here in Maryland, but they're closed now. Now, the one closed not because of crime, because it was in a very nice area, but the mall traffic after, leading up to the COVID thing just wiped them out. And then the other one closed, was in a nice area that is in transition. But they tore down the entire mall and created like this avenue thing. So they're saying, look, they're sending a message, London breed. Look, we're not seeing this in our other locations. This is unique. Gavin Newsom, this is unique. What are you guys, what are you guys going to do? Well, you don't have to tell us because we're out of here. All right. Westfield and Nordstrom's exodus comes 1 week after Park Hotels and Resorts ceased making payments. We talked about that on a $725 million commercial real estate loan, which secured the 2 San Francisco hotels. It was a Hilton and the Park 55. Park Hotels also blame crime in the downtown area. And, quote, San Francisco's path to recovery remains clouded and elongated by major challenges. That's what the hotel chain said. In the past several months, and we went over this, but, there's more being added almost every day. And we're just talking, remember, these are just the big names that we're getting, okay? We're not hearing about all the mom and pops that are shutting down, okay? We're not hearing about Joe Blow and his family that have said, no, I can't do this. In fact, we have a subscriber who is going to be relocating to the United States. And he was telling me, he said, look, I can't do LA, okay? That was a consideration and to some degree with him coming over. He said, I can't do LA. And hell, I'm an American. I can't do LA. I won't do LA. What the hell do I want to go to LA for? LA is known for gangsters and gangs and sick Hollywood. No thanks. I can't think of anything that I would want from LA. So the soldier who was telling me this, he said Montana. I believe he said Montana. He said one of those, states where it's, sparsely populated, a lot of good energy, open spaces, beautiful terrain, or low taxation. You can carry a gun, all those things. Great state, Montana. In the past several months, retailers including Whole Foods, T-Mobile, and many other stores have closed up shop after progressive city leadership fails to enforce law and order. San Francisco's commercial real estate meltdown is only accelerating, and the latest property foreclosures of major hotels and malls might be the start and could stymie any economic recovery. In San Francisco, especially, California, and to a degree, the United States of America. Meanwhile, the city is also grappling with the tech downturn and regional banking crisis that saw the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and First Republic Bank, another segment of the commercial real estate market. Faltering is office space, where vacancies are high as companies like Salesforce and Meta are reducing their square footage. The other thing that these big companies have to worry about is their employees. Again, not only from the standpoint of trying to find, because, look, it's Nordstrom's has got a better shot at filling a vacancy than I would say a Meta or Salesforce, simply because the latter are highly technical in what they do. And there are fewer of those individuals. I certainly don't have the chops to work at either of those companies. I'm just not qualified to do what they do, right? I am more qualified to work at Nordstrom's. I could work in the men's department. I like, fashion, and I can consult and say, yeah, that tie goes with that shirt and things like that. So there are more people that would be able to work in the retail sector, but even still, you see them leaving. So in these large organizations, these technical organizations, you see them saying, hey, we're going to slow down on the square footage needs because people are working from home. Okay. We are technical businesses, right? I think these people know how to do Zoom. And the other thing is, to a degree, if you know that you are located in a high crime area with a lot of shady stuff going on, you cannot tell me that you cannot be seen as liable to some degree if your employees go out there and get accosted, assaulted, or worse. Okay, so I'm sure that's another factor that's playing a part here. The departure of the companies and commercial real estate meltdown prompted San Francisco Mayor London Breed to recently make a U-turn to fund police. We talked about that because she was all kneeling and defund the police. And look, again, I know some people say, well, she's the mayor. She's got to respond to the wishes of the people. No, not really. Because when you get into elected office, you actually go to there. You're being elected to vote your conscience. You're not being elected to, people always get this wrong. It's not majority rule. This is a republic, not a democracy. A democracy, a strict democracy, majority rule is basically 2 sheep and 3 wolves deciding what's for dinner. Okay. That's why it doesn't work strictly on that majority rule thing. There are nuances to this. Well, Democrats, you have transformed a once thriving city into a hellhole. Now, watch it implode. They have. Watch out for the next video that we do, because we're going to talk about something just outlandish, sick, that California is now considering. It's got it's flowing through their legislature, and I would bet it passes. I'm pretty confident it will. We'll get to that in the next episode, but for now, what I want you to do is take a look at this video. Dependency, economic dependency. Now, I know I've been enlightened. I kind of figured he wasn't, out there, looking for food stamps. Tucker Carlson. He's given us a great example of why we need multiple streams of income. You have to watch this video. If you are dependent on a job that you don't run that company, if you're dependent on a job, look, I've nothing against working, nothing against the W-2 job, but it is 2023 and you have got to have multiple streams of income. Tucker Carlson's situation, dealing with a big company, proves it. Watch the video, guys. I'll talk to you soon.